have a very, very hard time matching up against this team. I thought we got off to a really good start. You guys have heard me, talk about developing a killer instinct, and this Detroit team is a team that, they're real feisty. They have no quit in them. And I really felt, even when we had the big lead, I knew that they would make a push and make a run, in which they did. I'm just really happy with the way my guys persevered through a double overtime. I thought a couple times that we were pretty dead in water. Execution standpoint, particularly in overtime, we did a pretty good job in getting it to go in overtime. I think the play that I drew up to that they fouled Al going down the middle of the floor. But it was a really hard-fought game. I know physically we got some guys over in the locker room a little beat up right now. But you have to expect that when you play teams like Detroit, teams that are big, teams that are physical. As I mentioned before, the way we persevered through the two overtimes was, it says a lot about our ball club. And as I told them, they're not always going to be pretty. Sometimes they're going to be really ugly. But if you find a way to persevere through stretches like that, it only makes your ball club that much stronger. And I think we're going through some very interesting situations. With leads, being down, coming out of timeouts, and having to execute to take a game in overtime. There are a lot of situations that have come up, and we have really, I think we've really done a phenomenal job in coming out of our timeouts and executing plays and getting to certain points. Josh Smith I thought he had a huge night, not just on the offensive end, but defensively. He really took the challenge in guarding. I think he guarded every position on the floor tonight. We put him on a couple of times where he got switched off on the point guard. We matched him up against Stuckey some. He was on Prince, Max Seal. He took Drummond a few times. Took Monroe. Josh he's a warrior. He is a warrior. And when you get in situations where you need defensive plays, defensive stops. This kid has really he has stepped up to the challenge. I thought Al did a phenomenal job tonight. Jeff Teague. Second half, I thought he really picked up his energy, picked up his intensity, really made some big plays going down the stretch. In the overtime, Cal struggled shooting the ball tonight, but he made a big three when we needed it. I thought defensively he did a real good job. I thought Al did a good job as well. But again, this was just a game that I thought, as big of a lead as we had, I'm not quite sure what it was, but we persevered through the Detroit comeback and took it in overtime and took it in two overtimes. And we were able to come down, make some big plays down the stretch.
Did you ask you what were they doing technically to erase that 20-point lead?
It wasn't as much as what they were doing as what we were doing. We got a little complacent. We started playing the lead. We stopped executing defensively. As good as we were in that first half, we were just as bad in the second half. We had defensive breakdowns. We had too many lapses. We were leaving three-point shooters. Our coverages weren't, they weren't as sharp as they were the first half. And once it got to 10, I can kind of see our guys looking at the scoreboard at that point, and it was just a matter of us just, rolling our sleeves up and weathering the storm. Because again, this Detroit team is a team that they got a lot of three-point shooters. They're big inside. Bynum came in and really hurt us. He came in with his dribble penetration, getting to the basket, Drummond with the rolls to the basket. And we just didn't handle it very well.
Did you feel like the shot selection of the fourth quarter, especially, kind of strayed away from what y'all have been doing?
Absolutely, absolutely, and that's something that I spoke about in the huddle prior to the game again. Our shot selection had to be good. We have to be a team that execute our plays and work the ball until we explore every option, and then we seek the good shot. Fourth quarter, we were not very good at that, not at all. And we'll go back and break the film down and show the guys so they can see exactly where we had the breakdowns.
Coach, not sure how this happens, but what can you possibly do about the free throws?
What can we do? Free throws is this is what it is. It's a free throw. You have to step up. You have to focus, concentrate. You got to knock the free throw down. And I've said it before. You know, we've been in situations where you know we've shot the free throw and we've been able to knock it down. And it hasn't caught up to the point yet to where we've lost the game. But if we don't start making our free throws, particularly down crunch time situation, then we can be in that situation very, very easily.